Ima Sumac's voice was amazing. It was like a force of nature. She could sing super high and super low notes, covering 5 octaves. Her music mixed traditional Andean tunes with modern instruments. In the 1950s, she became a huge star all over the world. But her early life is a bit of a mystery. She was born Zoila Augusta Emperatriz Chavarri del Castillo on September 13, 1922, high in the Peruvian Andes. We don't know the exact spot. Some say it was the small village of Ichocan, others say Cajamarca. Sumac always said she was related to Atahualpa, the last Inca emperor. This made her even more interesting and mysterious to people. No matter where she was born, she grew up surrounded by the beautiful music of Peru. This became a big part of her singing. Even as a kid, Sumac had an amazing voice. Everyone who heard her sing, from the highest to the lowest notes, was amazed. Her natural talent and her Peruvian heritage helped her become a huge star. Sumac's journey from the Andes Mountains to famous stages all over the world shows just how powerful her voice was, and it still amazes people today. Ima Sumac's special voice really connected with the heart of Peru. It sounded like the ancient Inca melodies. When she first started performing in South America, everyone loved her. They knew she was super talented. Around this time, she met Moises Vivanco, a composer and band leader. He helped shape her special sound. Vivanco saw how amazing Sumac's voice was. He knew she could mix the music of the Andes with Western orchestra music. They got married in 1942 and worked together throughout Sumac's career. Vivanco wrote music that showed off Sumac's incredible range. He used Andean instruments like the charango and quena. This made their music sound even more unique. Together they started the Compañía Peruana de Arte. This group toured all over South America in the 1940s. Their shows were a big hit. Sumac's voice became famous, representing the exciting culture of Peru. People all over the world started to notice her. In 1946, Ima Sumac and Moises Vivanco went to New York City. This was a big moment for Sumac. The United States, with its exciting music scene, was full of challenges and opportunities. In 1950, Capitol Records signed Sumac. Suddenly, everyone in America knew who she was. Her first album, Voice of the Xtabay, was a huge success. It mixed traditional Andean music with big orchestra sounds. Everyone loved it. Sumac's voice, with its huge range and unique sound, became a sensation. Her next albums, Legend of the Sun Virgin and Inca Taki, made her a world-famous star. These albums continued to mix Andean and Western music. They even included parts that sounded like opera, Hollywood movie music, and Latin rhythms. Sumac's voice, often called the voice of the Andes, sounded exotic and mysterious. Ima Sumac was more than just a singer with hit records. She was an amazing performer. Her concerts were legendary. She owned the stage and her costumes were incredible. They often included traditional Andean clothes. She became a symbol of Latin American pride. Lots of different musicians were inspired by her, from opera singers to world music fans and even rock and roll bands. Even though she wasn't as famous in the late 1950s, she kept making music and performing sometimes. Her later music had more modern sounds, showing how versatile she was. In the 1990s, people started listening to Ima Sumac's music again. Her unique voice found a whole new audience. Her incredible singing still amazes people. The way she mixed Andean and Western music shows how powerful it is when different cultures come together. Ima Sumac is remembered as a true music legend, the voice of the Andes, who shared the music of her home with the whole world.